Let's get drunk at the director's garage. Let's get drunk at the director's garage. It don't matter wherever you are. Let's all get drunk at the director's garage.
I know this show is supposed to happen on a Wednesday, but I got drunk and couldn't make the gig. So I packed up my headphones and I headed out the door. And here we are today. Time to get this show started. The whiskey's pouring, grab yourself a beer. Everything's ready, the director is here. Time to get loose, join the entourage. Let's all get drunk at the director's garage.
Hey, why not? It's Friday, guys. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You got to do something. Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Director's Garage Friday Happy Hour Hangout. Noble Apollo today. Changed it up just because I kind of needed to. I felt guilty running the same headphones for 3, 4, 5 weeks on end, so I changed them out of guilt for you guys. How y'all doing? Interesting week, very busy week for me, and not like busy in the great way, busy in a boring way in a sense. I have been resealing the driveway, and in fact, we're in between coats right now. So as soon as I get off the air today, which will be probably an hour or so, I got to go back up and add and do another coat because we have like a slate walkway and then a concrete pad driveway, and underneath it there's a room, and if you don't reseal it once a year, the slate walkway will develop micro cracks and leak through, and you'll get drips in the storage room. So we're doing a fresh coat of sealant. I'm doing several. I think I'm going to start my 4th coat today. So 4, 5, 6 coats, and make sure the thing is nice and watertight, and we're off and running. But it's manual labor. It's not fun. You got to scrub it down. You got to put this crap on it that sort of strips stuff down or cleans it super well, and then you start laying these coats on. It's like it's just a lot of manual labor. But when I'm out of work, you look at it like I'm getting paid $1,000 because I would normally hire somebody to do that, and now we're doing it ourselves. So there you go. That's what you're up to. Didn't make much progress on the episode I was hoping to get out this week, and that was because, hey, we've got a new website design. Now I'm still tweaking with the button layout and stuff, but I'm going to show it off to you because we can. And we can take a look at that. By the way, put your comments in the chat. We had a Hangout last weekend, had a very well attended Hangout last weekend with some of my very favorite people who come on the show were there, including, although I missed Hipster Cow, we had Christopher Ward, who is a conductor by profession, by trade in Europe. And you just get great stories from somebody who conducts an orchestra for a living. I mean, fantastic time, and we had contributions from all kinds of people. And Neil was there, and it was a great couple of hours. We got a return of Gene Fruit, one of my favorite people on the channel, and Gene had a lot to talk about with his gear. Got amazing setup at home, and just phenomenal folks, and had a great discussion. And if you were interested in joining one of those, you head over to the Patreon thing. There's a link down below, and you can click on $3. It'll get you in the door. The next one's in November. You got a few weeks to think about it, but we had a great run, great time. The website, though, on to that. Let's see. We got to do MacBook Pro, and then I got to do that. Okay. So this is the current website now. And the thinking here is because I'm out of work and I've developed this brand, such as it is, why not use that leverage and the placement in social media and the clicks that it naturally gets to help promote business? Now, I think I need to move the merch and the YouTube channel stuff maybe up and over here so I can focus on the work I do. But I'm really quite happy with how this turned out, and I've been pulling photos and video and all kinds of stuff. Here's your director in action, and this is the production tab, and just trying to get people interested. That's me working with Betty Thomas, famous director and actress. And then this is a shoot that I did on board the Midway in San Diego, that San Diego harbor in the background. We set up all of this gear to come in, and then this is something we did on the set of 1923, or 1886, whatever the one was where they had the covered wagons in Yellowstone. And then talking about what I do, and then my reel. And it's just page after page of stuff like this, my real estate stuff that I've been working on, talking about what I do, why I do it, how you do it. Just it's just a new way of promoting me, and Lord knows I need some promotion just to keep the doors open. And this is the latest thing I'm trying to sell, which is the sizzle reels, which is like a highlight reel of you, whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever you're doing. You can make them about anything. You can be an actor, you can be a speaker, you could be an Instagrammer, whatever it is. But if you do a sizzle of your stuff, and there's all kinds of examples here of what you do, of what you can do, and how I do it. It's a really good way to market yourself, and it's a good way to, get me a job. So I'm not just some loser hanging out on YouTube. How y'all doing? Cheers, everybody. It's Friday. So this has been, every one of these pages, I had to come up with the copy. How do I want to sell this? How do I want to, present? And then I have to find and upload all of the images of the photos I've taken and the videos I've shot and stuff I've been involved with. And it's a massive, massive undertaking. It's a lot like when I built my own demo reel a few months ago, showing off my work. It's kind of doing the same thing, but it's getting more granular as to the process. And hopefully people like to, hire you because I need work. Mars needs women. And so there you go, guys. Headphone news. Zach from ZMF, pardon me, burping. Zach just unleashed his November drop, I believe. I think I just saw something come through my email today. I'm going to go over there. Let's go to ZMF headphones, and we'll go to the MacBook again. Okay. I believe his November drops just hit. Either that or he announced the date today that the November drops were going to hit. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, and it just, here's his YouTube page. Well, Zach's got good stuff. Fantastic. Oh, ZMF November. Here we go. Retro-Vember. So it's Retro-Vember for ZMF 2025. This just started today. He's got new limited editions. He's got some ZMF wear. I mean, Jesus, these are pretty. These are pretty. How do you not like this? Goodness. This is the new Ori. I'm going to be showing those off. Those are in an upcoming episode. Stay tuned when I get more episodes out. God, it's just back to wood. Veritas, pretty. Kind of a darker approach. Love it. Love this stuff. Here's a Caldera. Oh, it looks like mine, except I have a colored grill. So great. Man. Here's the atrium open. This is his best grill, by far. This right here, folks, is his best grill. I think this thing is just... This is the best headphone he's ever... as far as just looks, I think this is the best headphone he's ever done. It's just beautiful. And it sounds great, too, on top of it. And a good price. Like, not going to kill you. It's going to hurt, but it's not going to kill you. Fabulous stuff. Let's see what the B stock is. Let's go back. Oh, we've got some B stock pads, cases, wooden boxes. Who the heck wants a... wooden boxes, you know... wooden boxes are one of the things where it sounds really good on paper, but in practice, it's a terrible idea. You'll never use it. You know, it'll just sit on... once you get it here, you're going to put it in a soft case, and it's going to sit on... Because nobody wants to open a wooden box to listen to headphones. Let's see, what's coming soon? Oh, we've got coming soon stabilized red and rarities. So more to come. More to come from Zach on Retrovember. That's a mangled word. Love Zach, but man, that's not a good one. But I do think God, he just does fantastic stuff. So I'm excited. You know, always exciting to see what Zach is dropping, and this is a beautiful start to this. And that just launched today. Go over to head over to zmfheadphones.com to check out his Retrovember specials. The really impressive stuff, though. Gotta just tip your hat to the guy. He's doing amazing things. Cheers, everyone. How y'all doing? What's going on in your worlds? What have you been up to? What have you been listening to? Anything exciting? God, I can't get on. Can't take your eyes off this stuff. Look at the bokeh closed. Look at this headphone. Look at it. There's the Retrovember livery. Kind of got the 70s Starsky and Hutch vibe going. Bokeh Open is an amazing sounding headphone too, boys. I'm telling you. This is the headphone that maybe most impressed me last year. This is one of the best headphones of the year. It's just fantastic. Just fantastic. Man, good stuff. Spent 2 hours yesterday talking to Danny McKinney from Rawl, just shooting the crap, just talking about everything from my job situation to his, struggle with pricing and what tariffs are going on and how difficult that's making things. But we talked about everything yesterday. It's 2 hours of fantastic conversation. Such an amazing guy. Really good. We may be doing another collab together on something down the road. We're hoping that we can pull something together in the next few months. I got to get back to doing shows. I've got, I did a burst where I got 2 or 3 shows out in a row, and then I needed a breather because I got involved in some actual work projects that paid, and then I got out of that, and I think it was Mrs. Director who said, you really need to revamp your website and get more stuff on it. Get more of you on it so that you can sell yourself, like leverage this Director's Garage brand into a production services. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to get the real estate photography going, doing some sizzle and speaker reels and demo reels, things like that, editing, using my skills that I use on this show for free, basically free. I get my $25 check every now and then. Thanks, YouTube. Cheers to you. You bought me like half a pizza in LA. But but it's great to get to start focusing on business, and maybe that will shake some potential customers loose. You never know. And maybe the reach of the show will help too. And somebody will go, hey, what you need is a sizzle reel. I know somebody who does them and does them fairly well, and then send the business our way. That would be great, because I can make more off of that than I can off of this show. My God. So, all right, that's kind of where we're at. That's the lay of the land for me right now. So it was kind of a quieter week. I was in this room a lot, just going through. Guys, I have a huge bin that is just loaded with hard drives, 8 terabytes each, most of them. Some of them are more, some of them are less, depending on when I bought them and whatever. But usually they're 8 terabytes, and they're just chunky hard drives that sit on your desk. And I can't use them for productive work, but I use them to archive material. So all of the past Director's Garage episodes all live on these 8 terabyte hard drives, along with all of the other projects I've cut in here. And it's funny, you start going through hard drives and you're like, oh, I forgot I did this project. Or, yeah, oh my God, I cut a commercial. I can't remember. And it was Spanish. I cut the Spanish language commercial. That's on the website. I'm like, holy God, I forgot I did that. And that's for a major pharmaceutical company. I'm like, oh, geez, I totally forgot I did that for them. And that was like in 2018. I'm like, so it's fairly recent, within the last few years. But I was like, wow. I'm like, I totally spaced on that. I forgot I had done that. And then, doing foreign language, they sent me the copy and all of that. I just had to arrange it. So I don't have to know Spanish or speak Spanish fluently. I'm like, you just have to know how to paste it. And that's all I did. Is I came in and pasted it and put all the bits together and put the keys on and all that stuff. So that was kind of it. That was really interesting. That I'm like, you walk down memory lane, you're like, oh, I forgot I did this. I'm like, did I really? And you find photographs. It's like, oh, here's me on a plane heading to Hollywood, Florida on the day Anna Nicole Smith died, because we went down there to cover the investigation and all that. I'm like, totally, you totally forget that. And the company was in. They flew us. We flew on a G5 plane. I mean, it was crazy. We rented a private plane because we needed to get down there as fast as possible with all of our gear and all of our personnel to get our team on the ground so that we could cover her death, because we had done a lot of interviews with Anna Nicole over the years. It's crazy things like that. It was really kind of fun to go back through, and even like stuff for this show. Like I've done, I went back through and I'm like, oh God, I forgot I took all these photos at Can Jam like all these years ago. I'm like, wow, these are kind of good. These are cool. Start going through stuff. And I got to read somebody from Headamp. I've been trying to book Justin Wilson forever for the Hangover show, for the Hangover Hangout show. Because I want to get him on. I want to hear his story about how he formed Headamp, where it came from, where the idea came from, his relationship with Kevin Gilmore. These are interesting things to me. I want to know why he does these KG design amplifiers, and his amps all seem to be special. He's a really, really good amp maker. And I'm always, complimentary towards his stuff, because that Studio 6 amp that he came out with, tube amp, a couple years ago, one of the greatest amps ever made, period. Fantastic amp. Legendary. And I think you can still order it if you want, but they probably don't move too many because it's an old design now. But the old amps are just as good as the new amps if it's built well. So really interesting stuff. I'm like, I really want to get Kevin Gilmore on that on the live show or on the Hangover show, so we can just ask questions and learn his story. I'm a fan, coming at it from a fan, but I guess he doesn't like to do a lot of press, so we may be waiting. But I did reach out because they reached out to me. They saw the photo I posted. I don't have it handy. When I did my write-up of CanJam. I took a photo of their CFA3, their new amp. And I just talked about, I said, this really impressed me. From what I heard, it was, show environment and everything. But what I heard, this is amazing. And it's one of those another great layout design from Justin Wilson. And so he said, hey, can we use your picture in our social media? I'm like, absolutely, go for it. I said, no, by the way, if you can get Kevin Gilmore to come on our live show, that would be really cool. We're just fanboys. We just want to, learn about his story. That's all. So kind of fun stuff. So I'm hoping that that will come to fruition. I'm a huge fan of Headamp. They're one of the companies that do it right, and they've come out with such legendary. Let's go over there. Let's take a look at what's going on in Headamp right now. I don't always understand what they're doing because sometimes their stuff looks like it's been up there a while. And look, there's Ryan's. Wait, back up. Don't do that. Go back. What was that headphone that was pictured with their new CFA3? If only there were somebody in the audience who recognized this design. Ryan Dietz, I'm talking to you, my friend. Look at that. Brian's headphone is on the cover of Headamp. How cool is that? They don't even sell the, Ryan's headphone, but that's really neat that they chose to use his headphone. I mean, it is legendary, and it's hard to drive, but I mean, they're making a statement. Hey, you're looking for something that can drive this? My God. Have at it, boys. That is phenomenal. Let's see. There are some little buttons down here to switch photos. Oh, I see. There's arrows on the corners. Oh, hey, I found their secret codes. That was bad. I don't want to dive into their code. That would be rude. And after coming from somebody who, look at the new design from Campfire. It's an Andromeda, but it's in a different shell. Very cool. I didn't see this before. See, sometimes you got to go over to these sites and take a look. You'll see some interesting things. There's the Rex 5 in black and gold. I love that. Still want that headphone. Ibasso. Anybody use this Ibasso? I've never heard it. I've never heard it, but I hear good things. I'm curious. The Meze 105 Silva. I guess that's just like a new dressing on their 105. Fabulous. Let's go look at the good stuff, though. Let's go to the amplifiers. Let's look at the top end. Here's the top end. Here's the CFA3. Look at this headphone amp. Look at the size of this thing, man. It's a monster. It's so awesome. Oh. It's like Tim the Toolman. Oh, look at that blow up. Beautiful. Look at that, boys. That's as solid state as you're going to get. Look at the size of the potties. They've got the what is it, the RK50? RE50? I forget the name of it. That's the big boy. You see that, all of that. That's the best pot on the planet. This is the power supplies hanging off the back. The windings are all in this big coil thing right here. Keep it separated. Keep it away from the audio components. Very smart. Very smart. Oh, my Blue Hawaii. I love that amp, man. That was such a good amp to own. Huge fan of that one. GSX Mini. I had this one. I had the Mark II. Had it in here for a long time. Really like this amp. For a solid state amp, that's an amazing product. And a value for $3,000. So good. Grand K. And Headamp is a little confusing because they don't just sell their own brands, they sell other stuff too. Let's see, what other Headamp stuff do they have here? Because they did some nice portable stuff for a while. I don't know if they're still making it though. Oh, there's too many pages. Oh, it's fantastic though. We got portable. Let's see the portable stuff. There you go. Here, let's see. Do we have head amp? Let's see the head amp stuff. Yeah, here we go. Whoo! Look at these. I have this Pico Slim. This thing, $400, throws a ton of power. It's a lot like the Ray Samuels Intruder that I have. It's that. Sorry, there's people in the street with gear. That's the camera's going off. This Pico Slim, amazing unit. Like, it throws way more power than you would ever expect. It's got phenomenal bass. It's not the quietest thing on the planet, but it's really nice. And can you believe it's like 15 years old? The thing still runs like new. Why isn't the battery died in this thing? I have no idea. It's not like I charge it. It's not like I use it all the time. I pull it out once in a blue moon, charge it, and use it. And it's frankly just killer. It's a killer little amp. And I'm telling you, guys, this is the smallest amp by far I've ever seen. This thing is, I think I've shown it off on the show, but it's like, it is not much thicker than a memory card. It's maybe it's 2 memory cards, like maybe 2. And it's about that thick and it's about that big. It's over in the drawer over there, but I don't want to get up and leave. You know, nothing says ratings like me getting off camera. But phenomenal tiny little unit, and it's really pretty, and it does such a good job. And then they've got their more power portable one here, which is a little bit thicker. This is the thicker one, and I'm sure I'm sure the battery lasts a lot longer, and you can get more power out of it and stuff. I don't know what the specs are. Is there specs in here? I don't know. But head amp does, like, head amps stuff is really nice. Like, they make great sounding components. They really like pay attention when they're putting this stuff together. It's not crap, like I don't want to bash anybody else, but I just look at that and I'm just like the quality that they put into it shows. It really shows in their products. Very impressed. Okay, enough of my commercial I'm not getting anything for it. I just was like, I think they're fantastic, and we got on this subject. But they called me and they wanted to. Apparently they're going to repost my photo I took of the CFA with the Sesfara, and they're going to give me credit and push people to my website. How nice. Cheers. Cheeky Fest says hello. Hello, Cheeky Fest. Good to see you. Ace of Spades, howdy, checking in on a Friday. Kevin Jock, what are you guys doing this weekend? What's happening? What are you excited about? Ryan Dietz in the crowd. I showed off his his mod house just a few seconds ago. Cheeky Fest, what would you like? Yeah, I know. What would? Boy, that Zach stuff, man. My favorite headphone that I own is, as far as just for looks and comfort and like all of it. Well, maybe not comfort, but for looks and feel. Like, I feel good anytime I hold these things. Is that Atrium open back, that one that's got that vintage, like it's like copper bleeding through black paint. It just looks like it's a relic from the 30s, and it just such a great aesthetic. I mean, Zach just killed it on that thing. So good. Piece of art. I wonder how if he'll be able to beat it. I was just talking about this yesterday. I told you I was talking to Danny McKinney yesterday, and one of the things we talked about Ray Samuels. We talked about his great, how phenomenal, because Danny's still talking about the B21 is one of the greatest amps and by far the best solid state amp he's ever heard. And this is a guy who has rivs. He has everything. He has every major brand he's had every major brand of solid state amp, and he said that's the one he would want. Like, if he was he's a tube guy. He loves tubes, but he's like, that amp is the first one in years and years and years that impressed him. So we were talking about Ray, and we talked about because like Ray deserves more credit, and Ray needs a higher profile. He should be selling. Those things should be flying off the shelves, even though they're expensive. It's like they're worth it. When you have that kind of value and you look at what's being sold for more than that, and you're like, really? Because for, it's $18,000, $19,000 amplifier, and I'm like, wow, for $12,500 you get something that drives both, E-stats and regular amps, and happens to have one of the best sounds on the planet. as far as an amp. That's certainly on the dynamic driver side, and top tier on the E-Stat side. I told you, there's only one E-Stat amp I heard that I liked more than the Samuels, and that was that KGS SHV Carbon CC. I can still say it, boys, after all this time. That's how you know the dementia hasn't hit. God, can still pull out the letters every now and then. So crazy. But yeah, we were talking yesterday about Zach and about how great his, and I said, to Danny, I'm like, I think we're going to look back on this run from ZMF and just marvel at the quality and the consistency of his releases. He's had 9 products come out since the, since the Atrium, which I think was the start of his big, I think that the biggest headphone for him was the Verite. The Verite took him from a boutique small thing into a major manufacturer. The Atrium was a statement. That was where he went, no, we're now mainstream. We're not just like a small headphone company that made one good headphone. We are now, we are here to play. And I think he's had somewhere around 7 or 9 consecutive releases, amplifiers, headphones, open backs, closed backs, upper tier products, lower tier products. He had Caldera closed, Atrium closed, the Boca open and Boca closed, the Ori, the Aegis amp. And then the beautiful little Homage amp. I mean, all of these products are competitive in their space. And of value compared to other stuff at that price. And I think we're going to look back at this era and just go, wow, ZMF just came out of nowhere and dominated as far as, build, looks, fit, finish, sound, an amazing feat for a guy with a dream, fantastic. Great, what a great story too. What a great guy. Zach's among the best in this hobby, along with Ryan. Good folks. Cheeky Fest says, it's binary feedback. Hi. Cheers, my brother. Cheeky Fest says he's feeling kind of ill, coldy. Didn't go into work today. Got a week off next half term as he worked at a school. Well, you don't want to get anybody else sick or, in a school if you're working in a school. Pardon, guys. Sorry. Yeah, if you're not feeling well, yeah, you don't want to go to school. You're going to make a whole classroom of kids feel bad, You can't do that. That's bad. GFest says, how do ZMF headbands differ between models? They kind of look the same. Yeah, I think generally, and I will say that the Boca, I believe, has a different band because the structure on the Boca, I'm going to go back and verify that real quick. Sorry, boys. Let me call this up. Oops. There we go. This may have a different band. Maybe it doesn't. That looks the same. His bands, when he first started making, yeah, it's got the same band. It looks like, whoa, what's this? Go back. When he started making headphones, his bands were, when I got the Verite, I thought it was a weak band. I thought it was I can't see it up close, I guess, but I was not impressed with the Verite build. It felt like a collection. I said this at the time. It feels a little bit like a collection of parts. Like it's not a formed product. He had all these bits that kind of went together, and they were assembling them. They redid the band, I think, around the time they did the Atrium. The Atrium came out with the new version of the band, which is a sub band that's extremely plush leather and then it's supported with a harder overband, and then the posts and the click system, which was similar to the Atrium, but they changed it. They did a subtle change on it, and I think part of it is like, there were a lot of stuff that was adjustable on the Atrium. I mean, sorry, on the Verite that didn't need to be. They were like, screw heads and stuff together. It just didn't feel like a finished product. It felt like parts. But the Atrium there's a couple of set screws you can mess with, but there's nothing there that's really, sorry, as I grabbed a screwdriver. There was nothing there that I thought, it really felt like a purpose-built product. Like the headband really felt like a complete unit. And then you had the gorgeous cups on top of it, and then the great sound. It's all three hard to put together. But since he's had that headband system, much like HiFiman hasn't changed their band system in forever. At least on their higher end models. It's all that suspension system with the leather that always feels like it's going to break off from the stainless, from the aluminum frame around it. But it doesn't. It hasn't yet. And I've had the Sysfara here forever. And Lord knows I'm not the easiest person on headphones. So it's never failed. So cheers to him. But I really like the headband system, and the sub band. I don't have a ZMF handy right now, but you've got the strap on top, and then the sub band that sort of rests between your head and the main frame of the band is a wide leather that distributes the weight on your head. So even though some of his headphones are a little bit on the heavier side because there's all this exotic wood, some of it is hardwood, and it's very difficult to, very heavy, massive, there's a lot of mass there. It's distributed more on your head and you don't feel it. So when you move the weight around, it doesn't feel as heavy. When you have points of contact, those points tend to bear all the weight. It's not as fun on the feels. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of binary feedback. Said, yeah, there's been a lot of it, Cheeky. He was out of action this week. Hope you mend quickly. Oh yeah, cheers to everybody. I hope that you all are feeling better no matter who you are and where you are and what's going on in your world, because we all gotta pull together in this planet. Really. Transformer not inside but on the side. Yeah, it was kind of. Oh, sorry. Let me get back to Ryan here. I think I skipped Ryan. That was from when he did a photo shoot with Lee for a few months. Oh, Lee Shelley, who's my good buddy. Lee is a photographer, a product photographer out on the East Coast. He was out of Philly, and he does a lot of hi-fi and headphone equipment. A lot of the work you'll see on these websites is Lee Shelley's, and I like the man a great deal. He's a good friend, and he used to come out for Can Jam and stuff and try and drum up business. His reputation is kind of like, is there right now, so I don't think he has to do that as much. He just kind of come to him when they want something photographed because they know he can do it and does it well. But he does these beautiful lifestyle images. But that's who Ryan's talking about. So he took the picture, and then I guess Headamp decided to, hey, let's put it on there. It says that we can drive we're making the statement that we can drive the Tungsten, a notoriously hard to drive headphone. Very cool. I like the sentiment. Very cool. Transfer not inside but on the side. Yeah, it's clever to keep. You want to keep those windings away from the audio circuitry. You don't want any crossfeed, because anytime you move current circular around a magnet, you're going to create a field. That's what they do. So, Cheeky Fest, yeah, it's on the back. Yeah, for the transformer, yeah, of the unit. It's very cool, though. Very, very nice design. We're talking about the CFA from Headamp. Do I have that here? I just had it. For shame, Michael. You lost it. Oh, headphone amplifiers. Here we go. CFA. Nope. Oh, well, whatever. Sorry, for those of you coming in late, we're talking about the CFA amp from head amp. There it is. Okay, now I can show it to you guys. Sorry, just had to find it. Buried. But look at the back. See, this is the transformer on the rear of the thing, hanging off the back. Makes sense to do that way. Actually, just to keep it separated. It's a smart move on as for an amp from an amp design standpoint, because you wants to keep your windings away from the sound. Take it from me, kids. Nephilim's in the house. How you doing? Ryan, I finally got to try the Tungsten V2. I love it. Heard it off the Orchard Audio Valencia amp. I haven't heard that amp. And the clarity in the highs is just awesome. So much air around the instruments. Love it. Yeah, it's a great headphone, man. Ryan made a... there's a reason... Look, I know there are people out there going, well, you got to... Because I saw it in the comments when I did the video, oh, you got to wait, no thank you, you got to wait all this time. And I'm like, well, there's a reason that everybody wants this thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason that it's that popular. It's because you built a good product. You know what I mean? It's worth waiting for. So, we got to love the haters. Bless their heart. Yeah, but man, the Tungsten's just a phenomenal headphone, and he's got a V2. I really like that too. He's supposed to be working, binary feedback says. Silly, really. He should have his headphones on, not sitting here listening to someone talk about them. Which headphone you got next to you, binary? Let me know. Great, thanks. Was Thag at the Toronto show? Oh, we got inside conversation going on. Hey-oh, everyone, Dixter says. Cheers, Dixter. Welcome to Friday. Fantastic. Glad you're joining our little hangout for as long as it's going to go. I'm not going to let this one run too long, fellas, because I do have a driveway waiting for me that I have to coat with some sealant, and I want to get all of it done today, and then it's got to cure for 3 full days before you can put a car on it again. But I'm trying to go by the instructions and honor what the manufacturer recommends. We don't park on the driveway, but we do drive over the driveway to get in the garage. So it needs to cure. So I want to get as many of these things coats down as I can, and then we're ready to go. Home improvement with the director. How you doing? So Dixter, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Lee does everything proper. Lee, yeah, Lee Shelley, good guy. He's another guy. Like get him on the phone or talk to him. We went to lunch and we just couldn't stop talking. We had so much to talk about. Fantastic, and a great photographer too. On top of it. Still jamming on his OG tungsten via monoblocks from Fosse. Really great synergy, man. Dixter bringing out the power for to drive the OG tungsten. I love it. It's so great, man. So great, right, Ryan? You gotta love it when you hear people enjoying your product. I mean, I know it's sales and whatever, and it's your livelihood, so there's that. But it's got to feel good when somebody just tells you how much they appreciated spending, oh, it was just last night I was just, I put on some rock and we were listening to some AC/DC or whatever and just sitting there with the tungsten and just having a great night. It's like you're contributing to that. You know what I mean? It's pretty neat that you get to do that. It's fabulous. The impact that you make beyond just making a product. You bring joy to people. So very cool. And Ryan's a fan of that. It's fantastic. Isn't Orchard Valencia that amp that's a collab with Zeos? I have no idea. I don't know what Zeos is. Somebody was talking about the other day, and it's like, how this guy, maybe it was Neil, was talking to me about, he likes this guy from Australia who does this show, and I'm like, I don't, I know the name, but I'm like, I don't watch other people's audio reviews. I just like, I'm like, I do my own and I do my own thing and I move on. I am so unaware of what other channels are doing. They don't even pop up in my feed. Like what pops up into my feed is like the latest political outrage from one side or the other. I get, there's a gamer who I really enjoy watching because I think he's funny. And he's great to just have on in the background if you need some noise going on. I'll put on this guy who plays games for a living. Runs a YouTube channel. His name's Raptor, and just like Minnesota dude, totally my sense of humor. He's about 20 years younger than me though. It's probably in his 30s, I guess. I'm guessing. I'm in my 50s. Upper 50s now, fellas. That was the other thing I was talking about with Danny yesterday. It was like, I didn't expect that I'd be, like, I don't mind a rebrand and I don't mind having to, find different things. I just didn't think I'd be doing it at 58. I didn't think that this would be the time that I'd need to reinvent myself and figure out what's going to be the next steps, whatever that is, And Danny was even approaching. He's like, well, why don't you try and make like more of a go of it with the YouTube channel? I'm like, the viewers aren't there. Like even if I maxed out this show, the biggest audience guys are like 250,000 subscribers. To really make it and have a comfortable living off YouTube, you've got to have 1 million subscribers. If not, you're going to be supplementing your work doing something else, because 100,000 subscribers is not going to pay your bills, at least in LA. Maybe if you're in you're living in a studio apartment somewhere, then it feels lucrative. It's going to feel lucrative because your expenses are low. But if you have like an established like home life, responsibilities, things to do. If you're a father, I'm not, but if you're a father and you got to put kids through school, like a 50,000 subscriber YouTube channel is not going to pay the bills. You are going to have an unhappy wife or spouse, depending on your orientation. So there you go. JL Squad, still waiting for his Tungsten V2 now. Hopefully any day now. Can't wait. Oh, yeah. Right. Ryan's like, don't remind me. Feeling the pressure. Binary says, the Valencia headphone amp delivers up to 17 watts of power, drives demanding headphones, and features balanced XLRs, inputs, and a sleek aluminum chassis. Let's go look up the Valencia? Who makes it? Oh, we'll just look it up. I'll just type it into the search. Valencia amplifier. Orchard Audio. Okay. Somebody said that in there, so I kind of looked dumb because I didn't realize that he had said that. But here we go. Orchard Audio, $2,000. That's a pretty good price. Nice. Some bananas. You're a banana. These are the inputs, though, I'm guessing. No, it's got to be outputs. You can put bananas on the inputs. Very cool. Hang on 2 seconds, fellas. I got to text something. Take a look at this. Take a look at another picture. While somebody just texted me a question. I've got to answer it. Can we make it bigger? There we go. Sorry, fellas. Gotta type an answer to this real quick. Okay, there we go. Sorry, that was my, that was something I had to do. That's a family thing. It's nothing personal, guys. It's just a family thing. But yeah, so there's the Valencia, $2,000. Pretty good. Pretty good. 17 watts of power. Claim 17 watts. Anybody measure this thing? not to be a jerk. Sorry. It's going to need a source with a volume, otherwise you'll set all your cans on fire. That's fantastic. Oh, there's no volume on this. Oh, fellas, I missed the lead. Yeah, there's no volume. It's a straight amplifier. So you've got to work it you got to do the crew. Yeah, there's no. You got to use a preamp. Sorry, I just mixed two conversations at once. And another tungsten. He's got my purple on one side. Very nice. So yeah, there's no volume. It's just a power on and off. There you go. Very cool. All right, whatever. Focus up on this stuff, and then we'll wrap it up for the day because I can't go too long today. I've got to get that other coat on the driveway. Manual labor awaits, boys. So yeah, you got to have a pre to control the volume. So there you go. Ryan, it was great talking about his tungsten. Cheeky Fest says he's 45. His oldest brother is 57. So I could be your older brother. Had such a great time, tried many things, so grateful. Happy wife, happy life. That is a great motto, Cheeky Fest. That's the comment of the day. You win. Fantastic. Nephilim. Got to cheer on the Blue Jays. Hooray, World Series. Michael, your Dodgers are going to have their hands full. I don't know about that, Nephilim. I don't know about that. Look, I've watched my native team, I'm going to say this for the record. My native team is the Chicago White Sox. Okay? The White Sox have not had a good baseball team for a number of years. Not even an exciting one to watch. They've been a bad team. The Blackhawks for the last 5 years have been a bad team. I started watching hockey. I always watch a couple of games at the beginning of the year to decide, is this something I'm going to pay attention to? Is this something I'm not going to pay attention to? I'm going to get to this World Series in a second, but just hear me out. I watched the Hawks play this year, and I don't think they're going to win a ton of games, but they're playing exciting, watchable hockey. And that's all I ask for a team. I don't care if you're not going to have a lot of wins. Just play good baseball, play good hockey, play good football. The Bears are winning right now, but they're playing terrible football. Like I'm watching this team, and it's like they make so many bad mistakes. Even though they're winning, they have no business winning. They're winning ugly. It's terrible. They have these are terrible wins, and they're nowhere. If they make the playoffs and lightning strikes and they happen to put together enough wins to make it, they're going to be out in the first round because they are not a playoff team. They make too many fundamental mistakes. The White Sox make too many fundamental mistakes. So I'm getting to this for a reason. We're going to get to the World Series. The Blackhawks are playing good hockey. It's exciting hockey. They're not there yet. They're maybe a couple of players shy of being a contender again. But the young guys have great instincts, and their skilled players perform well. They're not coughing up the puck. They're not doing dumb things. I was watching the Bears game the other day. The defensive end comes flying in. It was basically a draw play. Quarterback hands off to the running back, starts going up the field. The defensive end is so locked in on I have to get to the quarterback. The running back went literally right by him. All he needed to do was grab the running back instead of the quarterback. But they're playing bad football, and they're not recognizing important plays and important adjustments the way that a good football team does. So anyway, this is to say I'm a very critical person when it comes to sports teams, and I'm very honest. My own teams have very little to say with my assessment. And what I'm saying is Dodgers are probably going to sweep the series. I'm not kidding. the Dodgers are going to probably sweep this series. They have the best pitching staff I have seen in a World Series since the 1990s Atlanta Braves. Their fourth starter is Shohei Ohtani, who throws a 100-mile-an-hour heater, 101 on some early in the game. 6-inch break on his breaking stuff. And that's their fourth best starter. Their top two starters went a combined 18 innings. Like they're 17 innings. I mean, unbelievable. So, and it doesn't matter how good your hitters are, you can't beat great pitching. Guys who are hitting their locations, it doesn't matter. They're gonna. So you've got that. You've got the team. The team is fielding the best of any team I've seen. They are hitting as well as any team I've ever seen. Their top four are killing the ball. Ohtani was cold through the first couple of series. He looked terrible. You knew he was struggling. I mean, he was in a slump, and they still were pitching around him, and he eventually came around. I think this team is one of the best teams. The last team I saw that was this dominant was the 2005 Chicago White Sox, who lost one game in the entire playoff run. And that's how good this Dodger team is. And this team is better than those White Sox. And I hate to say anything bad about my White Sox. This team is one of the best teams. These are 39 Yankees. These guys are that good. They've got a 1 through 4 who are murderers row. Any one of them can kill you. And the the guy who bats third, they've been swapping out, it's either been Smith or Hernandez. Either one of them in that slot hits for power. And Freddie Freeman is one of the greatest all-around baseball players I've ever seen. He is, to me, George Springer is Freddie Freeman. That's the comparison to me. They don't have a hitter like Vlad. Vlad is the better hitter. Ohtani's probably the closest. Talking baseball here, guys. I'm sorry. If you're not interested, I'm sorry. I get off on these tangents. I got to go with it. Ohtani is one of the best all-around player of my lifetime, probably. Objectively, I can't think of anybody else who comes close in my lifetime. Best all-around player. He's a Michael Jordan. He's that good. And I've never seen anybody do what he does, and nobody has. It's the only player in baseball history who can draw any kind of comparison would be Babe Ruth himself, but Babe Ruth never had to hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He had, guys didn't throw that hard back then, and the curveballs were loopers. They weren't like tight wound breaking stuff that breaks 6 inches sideways. They were pitches that dropped down. And they still drop down today, forkballs and things like that. But anyway, I have not seen a team this dominant in forever. They're better than anything I've seen. And the only staff I can think of is the '90s Atlanta Braves when they had Smoltz and Gladden and Maddox. And I forgot who the fourth was, but they had a phenomenal rotation. They were lights out. So anyway, and then you combine that with one of the greatest fielding teams, and then how well they're playing together. I love George Springer. I love Vlad. I just don't think that the Blue Jays have a team that's going to do well against these guys. I hope, and I say this because I hope they do, and I hope we get a great, exciting 6-7 game World Series, because that would be great. I just don't know that anything is going to stop this Dodger train. I have never seen a group. The last year's Dodgers were a very good team. This team is beyond that team by a wide margin, and they won the World Series last year. This is a much better team. This is, compare the first Bulls dynasty in the 80s, which was the 91, 92, 93 team, to the 96, 7, 98 team. The 96, 97, 98 team was much better because they had Rodman. They had, you know, they had much more power, and they had Pippen was a better player by the end of it, and they were a better team than the first. So it's like that, you know, the first championship team, they were young and exciting and fun to watch. The second coming of that Bulls trilogy, the three wins, was a better team. They won 70 some games. I think they lost 11 games all season. You know, it was lights out. So that's what I think we're looking at. I think we're looking at a much better Dodger team than last year, and I hope the Blue Jays compete. I hope they make it a good game. I'm really excited to watch it because I love baseball. I love good baseball. So there you go. That's my prediction. I think it's going to be Dodgers in 4, Dodgers in 5. They might drop a game, but and they're playing on the road for the first 2. I just think tonight they're going to win because they're going to be so well rested, and the next game they could drop game 2 and then come back and sweep the rest of them. But I think it's probably going to be 4 and out. This team is too good. That's what I think. Anyway, and we don't know. I could be totally full of shit, and I will say that, and I hope you have a good time. But I just think that this is going to be a very lopsided series. I hate to say it, and you can see guys like Derek Jeter are holding back on the air. They're giving their comments. You know, it's amazing. All right, Garrett Chow. Number of years is an understatement. I'm guessing you're talking about my Dodger comment. I'm not sure. Single, never been married, so he doesn't know. What are we talking about? Did I miss something? Oh, I did miss a few. Okay. So got to cheer for the Blue Jays. Look at that purple headphone. That looks rad, Ryan. I know. I've got one of those purples on one side of my headphones. Ryan's product is selling powerful amps all over. Should get a kickback. That's a good point. I like that. Nephilim says the concept of the Valencia is awesome. It's essentially a power amp for headphones. It's awesome. I want to hear it. It's good. I mean, I've pulled out I still have the sitting up over here. Because there's a rumor I might be getting the Imanis back for in a few months, in like a month or so. I might be getting it back for a little stay here. I think Danny might lend it back to me for a little bit. I'm keeping that quiet for now, but yeah. There's a rumor going around that he might let go of his Imanis for a month or two, and I could have it here for a bit and listen to it. I was listening the other night. Because last week you guys asked me about this. One of you guys asked me about this, about the Stax SR007 Mark I. I kept these out and I listened to them all week. Like when I was listening late at night and I had a little bit to listen to, I was listening to the Mark I's. Phenomenal. Love them. Great headphone. I had a great time with them this week. Have a great weekend, gents. Back to work he goes. All right, Kevin, thank you. Cheers, brother, for stopping by. Always good to hear your voice, see your chat. Binary out of the house. Yeah, we're going to go. That era of Atlanta Braves only won one World Series, Michael. Yeah, but they were dominant. They were a dominant team. They were the team of the 90s. I know they didn't win a lot of championships, but to me, that was a dominant team. The Yankees came along later. In the late 90s and started ramping up, but they had a great team for a couple of years too. But that Brave team in the mid 90s was lights out, and a joy to watch. I would watch Atlanta because they were on TBS back then. All the Atlanta Braves, because what's his name, Turner owned the Braves, so he put them on TBS. You could watch every Braves game. They were kind of America's team for a few years there, like the Cowboys. Because everybody got to see them. The Cubs had such a wide popularity because of WGN. WGN went onto cable networks all across the land, and everybody got to see Cub games. So they developed a really wide following. It's why they're so popular. And I say that with a little bit of acid in my voice because I'm a White Sox fan. first. I was happy when they won the series, but, you know, that was good. Okay, Michael, I know you're right. I'm just so proud the World Series is back in Toronto after more than 30 years. Oh, that's great. I think it's great. And it's great. It's great on so many levels because our countries, our two countries are struggling right now to get along. And this is one of those things that's a great leveler. You know? Baseball, like all the drive. Everybody's like, I don't want to hear about baseball. And click off. Sorry, guys. I get on tangents. You know, sports is a great leveler, and it's going to make, you know, it's going to be good for our countries to compete on the field and not, you know, in the press and on you know, being nasty to one another. This is good. This is good fighting. It's going to be a good fight. I've not seen a team play as well as the Dodgers in decades, they're if they were playing last year's team, I would have said probably 6 games. This year's team, I'm saying sweep. This team is at the absolute peak. They are 100% rested. And they've had a week off to any little injury. I don't know the health of George Springer's knee. I don't know if he's going to... He hit the home run, but that may have been on adrenaline. How he's doing, I've never seen anybody get hit with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball in the knee and take it with no consequence. He was limping. I think that's going to be a problem. I don't know. We'll see. One thing, Michael, the Jays have a killer home record. That could be a good omen. Anyhow, you're far from full of shit. I think you're pretty accurate. I wish you weren't. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's why they play him, boys. That's why they play him. I just have been watching a lot of baseball, and I have a real passion and an interest for the game, especially when it's played well. And this Dodger team is fun to watch. The Blue Jays are fun to watch. How fun were the Mariners to watch? They were scary. That Cal Raleigh guy, holy crap! That guy's scary. I mean, I guess he's like Ohtani scary. Like anytime he comes to the plate, something really bad can happen. There's a high potential for badness to happen. And I guess Vlad is a little bit like that, Vlad Jr. So. We'll see. It's going to be a good show. Hey, guys, I'm going to go up and do the rest of the deck. Thank you for stopping by today. I hope you get to check out the website and see what I'm up to. I'm trying to get all this. You're going to see some buttons move around a little bit, I think, in the next few days. The store, just know that you can go there and get to the store, or you can go directors. You can go direct to the store by going, and I know they're not like, it's not like I'm getting a rush of sales or anything, but if you were interested in a hat or a shirt like this one, directorsgarage.com. Now it's directorsgarage.com/store. That's how you get to the store. That's all. Or you just go to the main web page and click through. There will be a button there somewhere for that. Pardon burping. Cheers, everybody. We got to get to the goodbye music because I can't go out on just a normal song. I mean, yeah, come on. So let's wrap it up properly. Go out and have a great weekend. Watch some baseball if you want. Do whatever it is you're going to do. Drink your favorite beverage. And I'll see you guys before you know it. Thanks for stopping by. Always good to see you. How do I do this? Ready?